Boom, 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 boom. Boom. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Boom. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. What's up? What up? What up? What up? What up? Let's see apples. What up, apples? Cassandra. Just came for the live show. That's what's up. Appreciate it. Bobby, what up? Crimson, what up? Hey, he's smiling. What up, Janae? What up, Bobby? What up, Crimson? What up, Smiling Seas? Let's see what's going on. Hey, Precy. Sexy 60, what up? Hold on, y'all. Get my topics together. What up, what up, what up? Don't forget to stream, groupie. Forget to stream. Playing dirty. And our new one we just put out, the candy shop. Yes, thank you. With that like button. Coming through the door. All right, we're about to get into some stuff. Hold on. See what happened to my picture. Okay. Let's go. Let's go. We got some stuff to talk about here. And I just added on my little Kim shit. Whole lot of things. Whole lot of things. Lola Brooke just dropped a new track. We was talking in my live about Lady London, and we got to get into some Lady London. We got to really get into some Lady London because she got this joint out where she's telling this story. Yo, I think it's called Lisa's Story or something like that. Yo, let me tell you something. This chick is the truth. Y'all go check out that video. Go check out that video. If people see that video, I can always play my video in here because it's my video. What's up? Thank you, Darius. We're gonna be talking about Cardi B new album. We're gonna talk about Nicki Minaj new album. We're gonna be talking about um Carisha acting like Young Miami's acting, or the people tired of seeing rappers that can't act and people can't act on the big screen. We'll also talk about the sales and how the sales have taken a dip from where they used to be, and if Spotify is going to change their rules again. If they figure out how this streaming has been going, and also I'll explain to people why uh, Nicki Minaj confirmed what I said, and but how she's a little wrong on it. Like you can go to my members only to see the actual video, how I broke it down. So I'm not going to go over that, here. You have to, members only gets that exclusively. So, and where do you think this song is going to finish? Like the tracking week is over. What do y'all think? What does Nicki Minaj think for the future of Red Ruby? What's it called? Red Ruby, the sleaze. You think going forward we're gonna see more of this Red Ruby, the sleaze, as another as maybe another one of her alter egos? Do we think the Kardashians are finally finished? Are they done? Kaput, over with? Are the Kardashians finally finished? Because this is going to be the first time since 2015 that they are not invited to the Met Gala. And everyone knows that when you're down with the elites, you get invited to the Met Gala. If you get shunned from the Met Gala, that's usually a sign that they are done with you. Usually. That's usually a sign that we're done with you. Oh my God. Every YouTube is always giving me some sort of copyright bullshit. How did I get a copyright strike for the Drake shit when I didn't have anything on there? Like, wow. I'll look at that in a minute. Sharing revenue. Look out of here. So we got to talk about all that. First of all, or top 20, okay? Her career serious. Is Nicki not taking her career serious anymore? She's still taking her career serious, absolutely. It's going top 15. That's not for the members only. Members only, you just click the join button on our YouTube channel. Go to our YouTube channel, click join, sign up for the members only. You want the real exclusive, you sign up for A+ listers, and above. Also, with A+ listers, you get a free subscription to the blog, in case you didn't know, which is where I get a lot of my information from, and I give a lot of my information too. You get a free year subscription to that with the members only. If you have an iPhone, you cannot use the YouTube app. You have to type in youtube.com. Go to our channel, the IE Network, and click on the button that says use desktop version, and then boom, you should be able to click the join button. But the whole thing with Young Miami, that's a talk. The Lil Kim thing's a talk. For all you Jersey Shore fans, it looks like Sammy's sweetheart is coming back. Oh man, I wish she didn't do. I hope she don't do that. I don't want Sammy to come back. Protect your mental health, Sammy. Sammy is my favorite character. I don't want Sammy's sweetheart back. Where y'all from? Let's kick where we from. My name is Heaven Hollywood, aka Heaven James Clark. I am from Long Island, New York, aka Strong Island. Where are y'all from? Cassandra said she doesn't like the Ruby song. Where y'all from? Brooklyn in the house. As we said, Chanel thinks top 30. Chanel says top 30. Darius said top, or typical Tyson says between 10 and 15. Typical Tyson said between 10 and 15. Ash from Brooklyn. Ariana from New Orleans. Janae from D-Town, Dallas. Richmond, Virginia. I used to live in Roanoke. Brooklyn's in the house. Top 20 for Ash says top 20. Dallas. DC for BB. Chanel NYC. That's what I'm talking about. Bobby, we know Bobby from the D. Bobby from the D. Jane Lee says top 50. Smiling C says top 50. Typical Tyson says top 10 to 15. Darius says it's going top 15. So we're going to see where it lands. I believe they were saying on Thursday, this is before the tracking day ended. On Thursday, they were saying most of the predictions said top 25. There was a couple that said top 20. So we'll see what happened on that last tracking day. A lot of times the predictions are a little off. Like they were off with Kendrick Lamar. Big time. We'll see. But Miley Cyrus, I seen somebody sent me what we were talking about in my live. For all the success she had with the single, they said Miley Cyrus is set to do, that's what HH Double Daily or whatever they called, said 110 to 115. Now, with the success of the single Flowers, I'm like, really? That's it? One set to 110 to 115 with the success of Flowers and how much it sold? I thought that they can use that as a loophole and add that on. Miley Cyrus charts 12 songs from Endless Summer Vacation on the Spotify charts. Flowers had 1.5, River 1.0, Jaded. Okay, all them others. So I'm trying to see what exactly Flowers has sold. Return to number one. Flowers return to number one. And that's what I said. I believe that song is going to take a 1 week break. Ariana and The Weeknd. And I believe because she released her album, I think Flowers is going back to number one. Right? That's what I believe. But we're going to see. We're going to see. They said 110 to 115. We're going to see. Okay, so we're going to find out. And we'll get into some different things here. Hold on. Let me get my theme song in here. I ain't played my theme song in a minute. Y'all probably don't even remember my theme song. This is the only song I ever produced. I was a rapper. I wasn't no producer, but I produced a joint for my boy Dezo and Cassidy. right? So I use it for my theme song. Huh? Hold on. Let me get my screens, honey. New member, welcome. We're gonna go to Lil Kim too. We're gonna go with Lil Kim too. We're gonna get to the Lil Kim because I'm gonna play my video. I want y'all to go see the video anyway, but I'm gonna play the video. Huh? Audio tab. Theme song loading. Thank everybody for coming with me tonight. Pause. The theme song. Y'all know what it is. It's your boy Heaven Hollywood. We about to get into some topics right after my joint load the F up. Let's go.
Shorty on the dance floor, shaking, thumping, hair all crazy, high heels on. Baby girl, this your song. Y'all know what it is. Baby, this ain't tricking, we got sick. Although what you want at the bar, we pop sit. Hair all crazy, high heels on. Baby girl, this your song. Y'all know what it is. We gon' get it up, jumping. Shorty on the dance floor, shaking, thumping, hair all crazy, high heels on. Baby girl, this your song. Y'all know what it is. Baby, this ain't Cassidy the hustler. My boy Kessler. What's good, Des? Let me scream at him for a minute.
All right, let's go, y'all. Let's go. It's your boy Heaven Hollywood. Welcome to the Heaven Hollywood Experience. I am your host, Heaven James Clark, aka Heaven Hollywood. I got my heavy hitters with me. Everybody's tuned in. We about to break down what's going on in the industry. So we're gonna start it off. And I know you guys don't really want to start off here, but let me bring my banner up. And this is where we're gonna start it off. Now I can't show it because I'm tired of getting in trouble. I'm tired of people hating and dinging me for some copyright BS. But we all saw it. I mean, if you watch BMF, and then if you don't really watch BMF, you probably watch it once you've seen her trending. And we're gonna start it off with my girl, Young Miami. Now, if people aren't aware what we're talking about with Young Miami, right? Young Miami, as we all know, hold on, let me close this window. Young Miami, as we all know, part of the City Girls, right? She has a show, Carisha Please. I say Carisha Please, because you too miss. She has a show, Carisha Please. And now she is on BMF. You know, that is the show produced by 50 Cent, right? And it's about the old Blow Money Fast crew. I call it Blow Money Fast crew, but it's actually Black Mafia family. So she was broadcasting all week, reminding people she's gonna be on, right? Oh, I'm gonna be on BMF instead of third, right? Well, Young Miami got crucified. let me get my screens up, honey. Shout out to Lovely T. One of these days, Lovely T gonna let me take it down, but I just don't know when. She be sitting down in that big butt, but I be still staring at the titties though. All right, so I know they always hit me with some stupid ass copyright, right? But hold on. Let me see if I can find what everybody's talking about with poor Young Miami. Anyway, we'll put it like this. Young Miami didn't really sell people on her character, which her character is Deanna, right? Her character is Deanna. Oh my, ay, ay, ay. People saying, I hope Young Miami stick to making music, bro. This is really the worst acting I've ever seen in my life. I mean, wow. As Armand says, wow, wow, wow. I mean, I think everybody is going a little overboard. You know what I'm saying? A little overboard with it all. Is what's happened is people are now seeing it, and then you know how people are these days. They're gonna jump on the bandwagon because they see everybody else talking about it. So now everybody's gonna take turns shitting on Carisha, right? For those who didn't see it, for those of y'all who don't watch BMF or don't got stars or have not looked it up, we're gonna show it. We're gonna show it. We're going to show it. This is Young Miami. This is her scene as Deanna.
Why you do this? I'll make it right. Promise. I want whoever did this to pay. Get the fuck out of here.
Now, listen. Listen. Now, I've seen worse. Like I think people are making too big of a deal of it. I have seen worse. Right? Can y'all simply tell me if this is the worst acting you've ever saw? Only if it's the worst. Now, y'all have seen a lot of TV. If this is the worst acting you've ever saw, press 1. If it's not the worst act you've ever saw, but it was bad, press 2. And if you don't think it was all that bad, press 3. So if you think of 1, if it's the worst you've ever saw. 2, if it's not the worst you've ever saw, but it was bad. And 3, if it really wasn't that bad, people are just blowing it up. 3, 3, 2, 2. Big Shot says 2. Jessica Torres says 2. Says 2. I've seen like my shows are on Tubi, but everybody says my shows don't belong on Tubi. Like we could have been on Netflix, however, we didn't like the deal Netflix was given, and Netflix was offered us way less money, and then they wanted to remove our characters, remove our cast. So yes, it would have been great to be on Netflix, and our movie would have been on Netflix, and we would have got a check up front and wouldn't have to go by the amount of times people streamed it. Netflix would have just paid us for playing dirty and paid us for groupie, and then that would have been it. However, the problem is Netflix wanted to remove our actors, and they wanted to implement some actors who they have as characters that sign with Netflix. And I'm just not that type of dude. Like the actors that we worked with, some of them was flying, they never paid for a flight. We always paid for all their flights. But some of them did their role for no money, just for barter. Like as long as you fly me out and as long as I don't have to spend any money on transportation, flights, hotel, or anything like that, I'll do the role. So after they did that and committed to that, I couldn't take a check and then just be like, well, thanks, but whatever. I'm just taking a check, looking out for me. Like, I don't do business like that. Right? I don't do business like that. So wherein we missed out on a bag, right? We missed out on well, you have to remember, we have to pay out. We got a center photographer who pretty much worked for free. We have audio guys who pretty much work for free. We got video guys pretty much work for free. So if we took a $2 million bag, right? If we took a $2 million bag, which is what Netflix was trying to offer, however, we take that 2 million, right? This is the same thing that Mona Scott Young was offering us for playing dirty. So if they offer us a $2 million bag, we take the 2 million. So number one, that's going to get taxed, right? So you give us a $2 million, right? That $2 million is going to get taxed. So we're not really getting $2 million. We're going to probably get $1.8 million, right? 1.8. So now out of the 1.8, I gotta pay my center photographer Devin. I have to pay our audio guy. I gotta pay our video guy. We gotta pay all the actors whatever their rate was that they went and overlooked, so we could get the project done, right? So then we gotta pay them what their original rate was, all of the actors, and then whatever's left, me and my brother gotta split. Okay, fine. It'll still be a good amount of money left. However, now what happens? We no longer have groupie because they wanted to pay us for the project. And then they were going to take the project and then pay us for it, pay us for the idea. They were going to take the project and then put whoever they wanted to in there. And then they were going to write the rest of the season however they wanted to write it. And it'd be like we didn't have any more creative control. So sometimes it is better to take a deal that gives you less money but more control, right? So that's what happened. So let's see here. So wherein it would have been good to be on Netflix, but our shit is on Tubi. But if you look at our stuff, everybody said the same thing. What is it doing on Tubi? But Tubi is the one giving out money, and this it's giving out money. It's like you pretty much control how much money you make by who streams it, and on top of that, you can control your own project. Nicki Minaj is trying to get her documentary on Tubi. What I mean? That's one of the reasons why. Once she gets back and gets all the paperwork settled, the shit that's going on with Irvin and HBO Max or whatever, once she gets her intellectual property back, she's going to then go straight with Tubi. So she's still trying to do that. So Young Miami, like I said, it was not for people to be dragging her the way she's dragging. I hope she gives it up. Let's take a look at some of the stuff she said. I hope Young Miami sticks to music and gives us up. But half the people saying she sucks at music. Acting is so bad it made the show go viral. and now it's going to have more viewers next episode. Chess, not checkers. I don't think Young Miami did that on purpose. Miami got y'all exactly where she wants y'all. The bad acting was on purpose to hook y'all, and she did it. Y'all couldn't tell by the headscarf in the scene. Meech can't act worth a damn either. I think she could be a decent actress one day, but she's not there yet, and they need to stop putting people in shows because they are popular. Her music is mid also. Should stick to the talk show. This whole episode was trash. Bad acting, camera work, script writing, etc. He didn't do no better in that scene when Meech had the gun on B. Mick. It was telling him to kill him, but his face and body wasn't moving. B. Mick said he saw T with in the lot, but didn't he see him in the club? Yeah, this is really bad. But the good thing is, if she's serious about it, she can study acting. So here's my whole take on it, right? Young Miami, this is for one, I think the writers did a bad job for putting her in that situation when she's a new actress. That is not an easy scene, right? You're talking about a scene where they're going to tell you that your significant other has been murdered. So you're going to have a scene where you're showing a lot of emotion, where you're going to have to cry. Now, people would say, well, she could have channeled her emotions because that really happened to her in real life. And if she thought back to that moment, that's what real actresses do, but she's not a real actress. If she maybe thought back to that moment of when she got told her baby father got shot and killed, she might be able to channel up. See, but an experienced actress can do that. She's a new actress, so you can't expect her to do that. So that whole scene may have just triggered her into anxiety thinking about what happened to her baby father. Right? We'll go over that, Cassandra. So I think they did a bad job in putting her in that predicament because that scene is a little bit too much. They should have just kept it the first scene that she was in. When he came in and saw her, and he said, I'll have him back at a decent time. And she said, nigga, you better. That should have been the end of Young Miami. That should have been the end of Young Miami. Now, what I told Carisha, and I said it made as nice as possible. Listen, if you're serious about acting, you have to take lessons, and you're going to have to channel your emotion. Just like that was a perfect opportunity for her to channel the emotions of what happened when her baby father was killed. But you don't know how to do that yet if you just started acting. Now she was acting, but she didn't really say much in the movie with Lauren London. She didn't really say much on Black-ish. And that is where we are right now. These people in Hollywood are no longer paying, people saying, stop putting people in TV and on movies just because they're popular. No, they're not going to do that. You know why? Because they're still going to get the ratings, and now they're going to get the social media presence because people from social media was watching to see Carisha. Now, if Carisha comes back, because what I think is going to end up happening is I think Carisha is going to end up fucking Meech. I think they're going to be the new couple for season 3. I believe Meech will feel bad for what he let happen to Carisha's man. And it's kind of like the Scarface thing. I believe that Meech is going to end up killing the people who killed this dude. He's going to go back to Carisha, right? And he's going to tell her, Deanna, you're not safe. I can just tell by the way they were looking at each other. Deanna, you're not safe here. blah, 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 blah. And I believe he's going to bring her to Detroit in season 3. That's what I believe is going to happen. He's going to be fucking Young Miami. They did not bring her in for one episode. Watch what I tell you. They did not bring her in for one episode. I want to make it right, he said. She said, then I want the person who did this to pay. Now, we dealt with Lala. We saw Lala in Power. How she would, as Lakeisha, we used to make fun of Lala. She was absolutely terrible. Now Lala, after being in, I forgot what show she was on other than Power. She was on another TV show. She may have been on Blackish or whatever. Then she was on BMF. She was on BMF, and she was also on Wu-Tang, right? And then her role started expanding. And she was also in the movie with Lauren London, I believe. So Lala has started getting acting chops. So she is now bearable. Remember, Lala was awful when she first started too. The Shy, thank you. How do you become a member? Oh, you have to click the join button. Go to our YouTube channel, click the join button. If you have an iPhone, you can't use the app. You have to type in youtube.com, go to YouTube, go to my channel, which is the IE network. And I think iPhones have them 2 little A's, in the screen. You click them, then you click on view desktop version or whatever, mobile version, and then they'll take you to the page, and then you'll see the join button. But Lala took acting lessons, right? And she's not a great actress, but at least she's now bearable. Lala is bearable now. At least Lala can cry now. She couldn't even cry at first. But now Lala has mustered up a way where she can cry now. So that's what Young Miami's going to have to do. Yeah, Terry Da Vinci. I'm going to tell you one thing about BMF. Besides my boy, the one that G used to fuck, Rayon Lawrence. Besides my boy Rayon Lawrence, there's not really strong acting on BMF. But Rayon, we put Rayon on, so I know Rayon can act. Anybody that we put in our first movie, or Catch Fire first movie, they can act. Rayon can act. He's the best actor on that show, and Rayon plays K9. That's my guy. So he can act. So BMF is everywhere. But Lil Meech can't act that well. Da Vinci ain't all that great. He's okay. Now the father is a pretty good actor. He's already a seasoned actor. Lamar is probably the best actor of the regular characters on that show, other than Rayon, other than K9. The dude who plays Lamar, that nigga can act. He can act. Yeah, Lucille. Oh, patching up your dry walls. Well, obviously her walls were wetter than yours, Lucille. Oh my God, Lucille's face bothers me. That was such a cringe when they showed her having the sex scene and her legs was wrapped around. I'm like, I'm waiting to see Lala's titties and Lala's ass. You gonna show me Lucille and Mabel's sagging ass titties? I was like, where's the sex at? Can we bring back Ghost and Angela, please? Ever since Ghost and Angela left, they ain't been no lit sex scenes. You got Mabel's sagging ass titties. Those are the ones you gonna show me? You not gonna show me Lala's titties, but you gonna show me Mabel's sagging ass titties? Are you fucking serious? No, on BMF. But Lala showed that fake booty last episode. When I get to it, if you want to go and come back, that's fine. But don't be up in here causing no problems. We have other topics to get to. We're gonna talk about, like I said, this show just really started. So just chill out, enjoy some of the other topics, and we'll get to it. So yeah, I believe, like I said, we need to give Young Miami another chance. Let her practice. Let her come back. Like I said, I believe she's going to end up being Meech's girl. All right, Michael. I'm just checking. No, I know. I'm just kidding. Um, so I think she's gonna end up being Meech's girl. Y'all need to lay off Young Miami, please. Y'all gonna have her out there feeling self conscious about her acting, and y'all black. She black. Y'all supposed to hold her down, right? Okay. Where's the thing? So we have to look. What is it? Red ruby. What? Red ruby. Uh, sleeve. So now let me look at some of the predictions. Hold on. Let me look at some of the predictions. Okay. Going to some of these. Hold up. Where is it going to end up? So let's go to Chart Essential, right? All right. Here we go, y'all. I'm gonna go to my Billboard predictions. I go to different pages, so right. So Chart Essentials is the one I usually go to first. Let's see where Chart Essentials has Red Ruby the sleeves. Let's see what they say. So they have it predicted at 15, right? Chart Essentials has predicted at 15. Let's see some other chart, right? Um, what else? They're saying Endless in the Night predicts a debut number 3, Miley Cyrus's album. What the fuck? There's another one. So here's another prediction. We'll take a look at this one. Oh, they're way up there. Hold on. Most of the predictions that I've seen has been between 15 and 25. Right? So according to final chart prediction, they're saying here that Red Ruby the Seed is expected to debut between 15 and 18. Let's see here. Talk of the charts. Let's see what Talk of the Chart says. This chart says 18. Right? Let's see what this chart says. This chart says 15. So for the most part, it's been mostly 15 to 18. It's been mostly 15 to 18. If from what I'm seeing. Now, the potential, usually, now I'm just saying usually it's very tough to reach number one. I'm not saying top 5 status, but it's very tough to reach number one when you debut outside of the top 10. It's hard because you got Flowers, you got that Weekend song with Ariana that just dropped. You're still dealing with, I don't know what Ice Spice is gonna, whether I think that song I think that song already hit its peak. I think 3 is probably as high as that song's gonna get. It hit its peak already. And it all depends on this upcoming week. What dropped with it? You know, Kill Bill is still up there. Not Anti-Hero, but the other song by Taylor Swift, and of course Ariana and The Weeknd. Then you got the song that's going to probably move up, which is the 2 Spanish girls. What's their name? Carol G and Hips Don't Lie. So those 2. So top 26. And again, top 10, top 15. Like, people now look at top 10, top 15 like it's trash. That's good. Top 20 is great. You have a top 20 song. That's great. It's not number one, but it's still great. That's why they call it. Do you know how many people put out records, all over the world every week just to make it to the Hot 100? See, it's only recently that we started looking at songs that are number 40. That's the old hit. The old saying is a top 40 hit. We done started, for whatever reason, black people and people in Twitter culture, whether it's, and I call black people not just black people, but Spanish people that are in urban culture, Spanish people that are in Twitter culture, and there's some white people who are in a part of hip hop Twitter culture. Hip hop is not just black people. But when I say black people, I mean not only black people are a part of black Twitter. So for the white people that's down with black Twitter, and for the Spanish people that's down with black Twitter, I mean all of them. Y'all have turned a top 40 hit into a flop when it was never a flop before. Isn't that the record that Nicki Minaj so proudly set? More top 40 hits than Aretha? But now when stuff debuts top 40, the world of Twitter is screaming flop. Oh, it flopped. It's top 40. That's a genre. Top 40 music. It's for you to be in the top 40 of all the songs in America. But nowadays, if it debuts at 40, people are saying it's a flop. So, right, that's a good point, Jamina. That's a good point. So, I never really got into this. I don't consider a hit. Twitter just thinks, oh, you got to be top 10, you got to be top 5 to be a hit. Where I think that if your song is in the top 40, that's a hit. That's considered a hit. Your song is no more of a hit in the top 20 than it is in the top 40. Because the genre is called top 40 music. So if this song lands in the top 40, which I believe it will, that could be considered a hit. Now, again, a hit is a hit. Let me see some of these predictions. Last Night, I don't know what that song is. What is Last Night? But they're predicting, some charts are predicting that to be 1, Flowers to be 2, Kill Bill 3, Die For You dropped to 4, Boys a Liar dropped to 5. What is Last Night? Could somebody tell me who sings that song? We're going to get in a little, Kim. What the hell is Last Night? Morgan Walken? Who in the hell is that? Who in the hell is Morgan Walken? Is that black girl? She like she's the one that won. Oh, is she black? Morgan, wow. Oh, hell no. A country song gonna take over? So now he's white. Okay. So now we're gonna go into we'll get into a little Kim. Now we're gonna go into this new album, right? That I've been telling y'all about. Now Nicki Minaj put a little bit. She let a little bit out, right? But when she said she wanted to say Red Ruby, that's not the style I'm going to have on my new album. But she stopped short. She didn't want to say stop short. So that's why she just said, I just put a rapidy rap song on, kind of like a itty bitty piggy. She considers it kind of like that on as a single, but this is not the single for album. So we all know before the album drops, she's gonna be dropping another single. Now, I can only go on what I heard. It may or may not be right. From what I hear, the single for this album is a collaboration. Um, the single that she's gonna be released for the album, from what I heard, is a collaboration. Now, I don't know what that collaboration is. There's been rumors already. There's been a lot of rumors for, as far as her collaborations go. Um, a lot of people also believe that she is who did someone just send to me and said they believe she's collabing with this person? I forgot, but I believe that the single for this new album will be a collaboration. Now, who the collaboration's with, I'm not sure right now. But you can expect a couple of collaborations on here. You can also expect a collaboration from what I'm hearing with what's his name? The two guys that sounds like one person, but they're a group, Ray Shmurma, whatever heck his name is. I do expect a collaboration with him. I do expect the songs with Drake to be on there, at least two. And he's also supposed to have produced a song on this new album as well. That's why he was over her house. You know, at the time when he was over her house in the studio, whatever, from what I was told, he produced a record. He produced a record for her. It's kind of like his first real production. He produced a record for her, and then he's got a record with her. Now, as far as any other collaborations that I may have heard, like I said, I heard a couple of people mention about the Ray Sherma guy. She really has a good working relationship with him, and she likes the way they sound together on record, right? Like she's got a good sound, like perfect example. Young Boy, right? Young Boy runs YouTube, some other, but for some reason, whenever him and Nicki get together, the single doesn't is underwhelming. And that's a little shocking because Young Boy is so popular and his songs do so well on YouTube. But whenever him and Nicki get together, it's like there's something missing with the song. The song never like goes to what you think it would go. And I always I never understood why. Sway Lee, thank you. Nicki's never produced her own record, but I think she could. I think she could because like even though she can't make beats, she can she can design, you know what I mean? Like I'm sure she can make a beat with her mouth and design it and say, "Can you do this?" So if you tell a producer, I wanted to go and I want this. I want like keys here, like the type of keys that you hear in the song, such and such, like diamonds. You know how Rihanna had the keyboard and diamonds. That part, I think that um, I think that you can maybe put the keys there, so like that, and then they can they can design that, and then she can get a production credit. That you can get a production credit that way. So I think that she could tell someone what she wants in a song. And if they do it exactly like she says, you get a production credit. You get a co-production credit from that. Right. So you know what I mean? So I believe you would see her do that later down the line. Right now, she doesn't have to focus on that. She has whatever producers she gets with, and she'll have them do the beats or whatever. But like I told y'all before, um, back when I had Nicki Day. This is going to be more as a return to Pink Friday. Why? Because the pop producers that weren't working with her a few years ago, she at least now has access to the what's the lady's name? I forgot her. She's back working with her, and of course Dr. Luke, right? And Dr. Luke is got his hands now on all the pop rap songs. He did the Sweetie song. He did Doja Cat. So Dr. Luke is back hot again. Um, she will have him on her new album. Everybody still in here? What? Oh, with Mike Will Made It, right. Right. She did a collaboration with Mike Will Made It. That's probably the time where she noticed that Miley Cyrus was sucking Mike Will Made It's dick in the studio. And as y'all see, Miley Cyrus and Mike Will Made It was right back. He came to her album release party. He right there dancing with Miley Cyrus. So Mike Will Made It got dibs on Miley Cyrus whenever he wants it. Yes, he did Super Freaky Girl. So she's back with Miley Cyrus. Now, me personally, now this is what I heard. I'm not going to confirm it, but this doesn't surprise me because one thing, one thing about Nicki Minaj, right, is that she's really don't care about the, oh my God, I can't believe you did a record. If she did, she would have never did the records with 6ix9ine. She did 2 records with 6ix9ine when everybody was talking about 6ix9ine and dragging him or whatever. She's been doing records with Chris Brown. She got 3 or 4 records with Chris Brown. She didn't give a damn what people were saying about Chris. I heard she has another record with Chris Brown. I heard she got another record with Chris Brown. So I would not be shocked if that record is on this new album because Nicki Minaj has never gave a damn about that. Oh, Chris Brown is canceled. Whoop, whoop, whoop. She loves working with Chris Brown. Chris Brown and her sound great on records. They've made some big records together. And again, why should she stop? And people was telling me, yeah, when I was making the comparison about her doing records with Chris Brown and Chloe doing records with Chris Brown, people saying, yeah, well, she shouldn't be doing records with Chris Brown either. But the bottom line is, if those records are hot, right? If the records were hot, see, Chloe doesn't have a big enough fan base to let's say, to compact the hate she'll get for doing a record with Chris Brown, right? But Nicki can do a record with Chris Brown, and even the people that say, "Oh, I can't believe you did a record with Chris Brown," I'm not going to listen. She still has a big enough fan base to counteract the people who's going to hate. You know what I'm saying? So she can pretty much do the record with Chris Brown, and it's not really going to affect her if 3,000 people say, I'm not listening, I'm not streaming that because you did a record with Chris Brown. Her fans are never going to not say that. Her fans, even if they feel as though, I wish you didn't do a record with Chris Brown, they're still not going to say, I'm not going to stream it because you did a record with Chris Brown. They're never going to say that. So she has the fan base to counteract any haters. And she likes working with Chris Brown. And Chris Brown loves Nicki Minaj. Loves Nicki Minaj. And you could tell they've never really had a bad time together. People in the industry that see them together, like when they hang out together, it's jokes. You know, when she's recording with Chris, they're laughing all the time. Like he gets silly when Nicki's around. And Chris is not really a guy like as he got later on into his career, like especially these days, you don't really see Chris smiling a lot. Chris don't really have a lot of friends in the industry, you know. So whenever Nicki Minaj comes back and says, we're gonna do a record, I got a record for you, whatever, he appreciates it because she's really the only big name female that does records with him. The other big name females, well, Rihanna don't do it with him anymore. He don't got a record with Ariana. He don't got a record with Lizzo. He don't got a record with Beyonce. Taylor Swift, Dua Lipa, like none of those big names, Doja Cat, none of them have records with Chris Brown. But Nicki Minaj, even though she's a rapper, she's the biggest name rapper, and she does records with Chris. It's not like, oh, I'll do this one, and then okay, I'm gonna do this one. Oh, but now that he got this charge, I'm not gonna do it. No, she did records with him in the beginning and after the Rihanna situation, and after the Carucci situation. The last record was what? Only? The Carucci situation probably had happened by then. Right? So I personally, I like them too. They haven't put out a record yet together that I haven't liked. All of their records together I liked. So I appreciate when she does record with Chris Brown because I think Chris Brown gets a raw deal. Yes, Chris Brown is an idiot. We all know that. Chris Brown's an idiot. He's a douchebag, whatever else you want to call him. But you can't deny he ain't the first and last douchebag. Right? He ain't the first or the last douchebag. So for Chloe to catch all that heat, and for him to catch all that heat, and for that song not to even chart, and people sabotage it on purpose, for the song not to even chart. So you're gonna tell me there was 100 better songs than that song? There was 100 better songs than that song. There was 100 better songs than that Chloe and Chris Brown song? Really? It blows my mind because our people are the majority of Chloe's fans and Chris Brown fans. So that means we can dictate and move the meter any way we want. And for us not to be trying to move the meter for Chris Brown and just constantly every year and every time he puts out a record to try to want to sabotage him and cost him a bag and stuff like this, it just blows my mind that we still have that mentality. Blows our mind. But other people who are non-black, they don't do that to their artists. They don't do that to the artists. But we always feel as though, oh, we have to hold them accountable. Why? Why? Why are we the moral police? Why do we have to be the moral police? And he sent plenty of records to Beyonce, and I'm sure the records are good, but Jay-Z will never allow it. Jay-Z is going to hold this grudge against Chris Brown for the rest of his life. And on top of that, he's double mad at Chris because when he told Rihanna and he told Chris Brown to stay away from Rihanna, he didn't. He went behind his back. And Rihanna went behind his back, and they hooked up in San Diego. And that was behind Jay-Z's back. So Jay-Z is double mad at him because he said, I told you for right now to stay away from Rihanna until we sort this thing out, blah, 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 blah. He didn't. They linked up. Yeah, he blamed Rihanna, but he was more so blaming Chris, saying that Chris had an influence on her. And if he tells Rihanna he don't want to see her, then she won't see him. But he didn't say that. He went behind Jay's back, and I don't think Jay-Z's ever spoke to him since that day. I don't think he's ever spoke to him since that day. He's called up BET numerous times and said, if Chris Brown is performing, I'm not coming. And Beyonce ain't coming. He did that to Chris Brown one time years ago when he said, my wife ain't performing. I'm telling you right now, if that guy performs, I'm not performing. And neither is my wife. B's not performing. Tell him, B. Oh, well, I don't know, Jay. I kind of want to perform. You're not. If he is performing, you're not performing. He wanted to do one with Cardi B, but what happened with Cardi was she don't want to. At the time, she was still getting along with Quavo. So she took the family over everything route. Because remember, Chris Brown had got into an altercation with Quavo. So if you got into an altercation with Quavo, then that means he was in an altercation with the Migos. So Cardi called herself doing the family thing. And I can't remember Chris Brown sent her flowers being petty. Remember when she caught Offset cheating and she was talking about getting a divorce? Chris Brown sent her a big bouquet of roses. And I know that to be a fact because he sent it through 1-800-Flowers. And my brother was working there at the time back then. So that was my brother's last job, 1-800-Flowers. So when he was working at 1-800-Flowers, Chris Brown sent those flowers to Cardi B trying to be petty. So she never did the record with him. Who you think Nicki project with? Her project? What do you mean? Which project? Did Jay stab or shoot his brother? I think he stabbed his brother. Or did he shoot him? Something about the heat. Oh, you must love me. No, I think he shot him. I think he shot him. 60, I can't give y'all all the inside information. I got to say something for members only. But as far as the project, what do you mean by that, Darius? Which project? You said, who do I think her project is with? You mean her new album? Who do I think her collabs are with? Oh. She doing a collab with an artist on an album. So Nicki Minaj is doing, hold on. She's doing a full collaboration with an artist. So I can't see it being a rapper. If she ever did that, something like that, I would think it's going to be a dancehall artist. I can't see her doing that with another rapper. You know, if it's not Drake and Wayne, which that thing should have happened a long time ago, the Young Money, the return of Young Money EP that they were supposed to do. If she don't do that, I can't really see her doing a collaboration with another rapper. Right? So unless you're telling me it's Ponytail because I know there used to be rumors about her and Ariana Grande doing a program, a collaboration together. But if it's not Ponytail, I'm gonna say it's a dancehall artist. Iggy, she need to hit up Lady London. Iggy Azalea. Oh no, please don't. No, 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 no. Nicki Minaj. I can't tell you what to do. Please do not do a collaboration. Don't even do a record with Iggy Azalea. I'm sorry. Iggy is not a good artist. Iggy's not a good artist. There are so many more artists out there that's been out there for a minute that you can do collaborations with. You don't need to do a collaboration with Iggy. Number one, I don't even think their voices match. They don't even have matching voices. Their voices won't even match good. I don't think so. Me, I don't think so. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying all of Iggy's songs are terrible, but as an artist as a whole, I don't think she's a good artist. Now, again, that's just my opinion. I mean, what is my opinion when she just sold her catalog? She said for 8 figures. So it's obviously there's people out there who feel different than me. But I've heard a lot of Iggy songs, and she's just not a good artist to me. Now she's got Fancy, she's got a couple other records, but Iggy's not a good artist to me. You know, she sounded again, and I know they fell out, so it never happened. But if she gonna make up with somebody, let's just say she had one person to make up with Coi Leray, because they sounded incredible together. They balanced each other. They sounded great going back and forth. Like, now I wouldn't mind hearing another song with them two together. You know I love Coi anyway. So I'm probably just being biased, but I would love to hear another record with Nicki Minaj and Coi Leray. But again, I was hearing before the album in May, because I heard Cardi B is dropping in April. So if Nicki was planning on dropping in April, she's probably gonna push it back now to May. But we are now in March, and there is no single from Cardi B. And we're gonna move on to Cardi B's new album, because I'm gonna predict for right now Nicki's new album May. Because at first, like I said, I heard April before. Right? I originally heard April, but and I haven't heard anything different since my conversation, but I'm now going to say on my own May. I'm predicting Cardi B for April, the the anniversary of Invasion of Privacy. And I will go on record one more time, like I said in my video. And if I got any Barty gang out there, you want to run and tell on me, be my guest. But I'm going to say this again, like I said in my video. April 10th or whatever is the anniversary, the 5-year anniversary of Invasion of Privacy. If Cardi B, Bacales, Alchema Dash, whatever the hell her name is, what's her name? Bacales Alchemazua, whatever. If Cardi B, but Callis, listen, if you're listening, if but Callis does not put out an album by the anniversary of Invasion of Privacy, if anybody's recording it, you can record it. I don't give a fuck. If she does not come out with an album by the anniversary of Invasion of Privacy, I'm letting you know now, Cardi B is finished. Huh? If she does not put out an album by the anniversary of Invasion of Privacy, she is finished. Now, Hunter, I know she got money. I understand that. I understand she has money. And I'm not saying she don't have money. She's steadily making money because she's a pretty smart businesswoman. I'm just strictly talking about music. I'm not saying she can't afford to do it. According to her, she don't have to make music no more. That's what she said. And she told me in DM too. To be honest, I don't have to ever make another record again. I have millions saved. That's what she told me in DM. And she put millions in big letters. To be honest, I don't ever have to make music again. I have millions saved. So I don't doubt that Cardi B has money. I don't doubt it. But I'm just speaking from the music standpoint. From the music standpoint, for people who want to hear fans of her music that want to hear new music, I'm just stating my opinion. If she does not come out with an album by the 5-year anniversary of Invasion of Privacy, she's finished in music. That's just my opinion. And Mr. Smith, that's fine. I get it. I have no problem with you disagreeing. A lot of people disagree. A lot of people disagree with me. Right? A lot of people disagree with me. And I would love to be wrong. I like Cardi B. I would love to be wrong. Just my opinion is it's just going to be too long. It's going to be too far out. And I just don't think by the time it finally drops, I just don't think nobody's going to care. You know, her fan base will care. But people that were checking for Cardi B before that weren't actually Barty Gang, but they were still checking for Cardi B, I think by now they're just going to be able to move on to something else. They're going to be like, look, you didn't want to put out music. I know a couple of fans, not more than a couple. I know a few fans that were Cardi B fans that was like, nah, F this girl. Every other month, she's cursing her fans out, saying she can't stand the fan base. I know a few people. Now, it's not a whole bunch of people, but if I know a few, if I know 10 people, that means there's 10 people that somebody else know that did it. And 10 people somewhere else that somebody else know that did it. But, one thing you cannot argue with me about, and I've watched Cardi B every step of the way since she dropped. But there's one thing you cannot argue me about. Cardi B has lost some popularity. She has. And anybody that says she hasn't is delusional. She has lost some popularity. You could just tell by normal things. The likes on her pictures. The amount of people that come into her live. You can tell. She's lost some popularity. And for instance, that verse she got, right? The verse that she put out went, I don't know. I don't know what you laughing at. That Big Paper was fire. Like I said, I don't judge by what other people do. I judge by lyrics. She was talking her shit in Big Paper. To me, I wanted Big Paper to be the single. Because that's the type of single she needs to drop. She needs to drop a single popping her shit. Not about no other female artists. About her. About what she did. Don't worry about other female artists. You just pop your shit about what you did. I loved her. I loved her popping shit on Big Paper. I loved it. I loved that record. She obviously has lost popularity. And how you could tell she lost popularity is that she don't have the same buzz. She don't have the same amount of people jumping her live when she goes on live. It was a time I jump in Cardi B's live. It'd be 200,000 people in there. 200,000. And to prove my point, you cannot find any more hype over a verse than she got over Tomorrow. Everybody reviewed. I've seen people say that's the verse of the year. Cardi B carried Glorilla's song. That song is Cardi B's song. Everybody talked about the bars on it, but yet and still, it peaked at number 9. If this was 2020 Cardi B, that song's going to number 1. If it's 2019 Cardi B, that song's going to number 1. Cardi wrote her verse. That song is going to number 1. If that song came out in 2020, that song's going to number 1. But we're not in 2020 anymore. And her buzz is not the same. And if you couldn't fit, and if that didn't show you, as much hype as that verse got, as many as people that reacted to it, go just look at the reactions. Go look at the reactions on that verse for that song on YouTube. Millions of views on people just reacting to it. If having all that didn't get that song to number 1, you can't tell me she hasn't lost popularity. Wild Side had a crazy video with a crazy budget. And it was an amazing song. And it was Normani's comeback song. It got to 14. If this is 2019, that song's going to number 1. Lizzo, coming off the 2 number 1s that she had, Truth Hurts and the other song. Lizzo was coming off of a break. Lizzo was coming off of a break and 2 number 1s. And then you got Cardi B's fan base on top of Lizzo coming back. That song went to what? 7? If this is 2019, that song's going to number 1. So my opinion is, I believe she lost some fans. I believe she lost some general public love. When I thought the album was coming out in 2020, I said I thought it would do 220,000. Remember, Invasion of Privacy did 245 or 255. Invasion of Privacy did 255. I said I thought her second album, If she dropped it in 2020, I said I thought it would do 220,000. 35,000 less than Invasion of Privacy. That was 2020. If she drops one at this album in April, I think she's doing what Nicki did on Queen. If that. I'm going to predict if she drops this album in April, I'm going to predict between 165 and 185. Nicki did 185 on Queen. That's what I'm predicting for this new album. Nicki did 185 on Queen. I'm predicting Cardi B, if she drops the album in April, she's going to do between 165 and 185. But the longer she waits, the less and less my number is going to go. Miko Mitchell. Okay, you're out. Don't tell me what to do. Again, don't tell me what to do. Let me tell you something. Hold what I went to a show. Maybe I didn't see you before, but I saw you now. You wanted my attention, I got your attention. Don't tell me what to fucking do. This is my shit. Shut the fuck up. Say something else. Shut the fuck up. I say what the fuck I want to say. This is my shit, nigga. Don't get past him. Don't tell me what to fucking do. Get the fuck out. Or sit there and shut the fuck up. Fuck you think you talking to, nigga? You don't tell me what I compare and what I don't compare. I say what the fuck I want to say. You being disrespectful by telling me what the fuck to say and what not to say. Miko, you being disrespectful by telling me what to say and not what to say. Get the fuck out. Or I'll get you out. You don't ever tell me what to say on my own shit. Let that be a fucking lesson to you, or else don't come back. Don't ever tell me what to say on my own channel. Got it? A rapper should be confident in their capabilities. If that doesn't convey to the public, it shows insecurity and therefore lack of interest. I like that take. A rapper should be confident in their capabilities. If that doesn't convey to the public, it shows insecurity and therefore lack of interest. I like that. I like that. Makes sense. Makes sense. That song still streams a hip hop record. Hold on. Mm. On an album, Nicki and Doja Cat. I don't think Nicki and Doja Cat would sound good on a record because I mean unless Doja Cat's singing and Nicki's rapping, I don't want to hear Doja Cat rapping on a record with Nicki Minaj rapping. I want Nicki Minaj to rap on the record. I don't know if we'll ever see that collaboration again. That collaboration happened. I don't know if we'll see another one. Journey, I agree, and that's all I was saying. Hey, listen, I'm not saying that nobody cares because people obviously do care. I just saw an article the other day that said, "Oh, the top 5 most anticipated album for 2023, and Cardi B was in there." So I can't just say, "Oh, nobody cares anymore," because that's just not a true statement. It's not a true statement. People still do care, but I'm just saying I don't think it's the same. People don't care the same as they did in 2022. I remember people were saying in 2022, she got to release an album this year. She got to release an album this year. And now 2022 is gone. Yeah, she's releasing songs. She released the collaborations. She released this. Okay, that's cool. Where's that second album? I get it. I know all the stuff she's done with the first album. Amazing accomplishments that she's done with the first album. But where's the second album? We know about the first album. What you gonna give me in the second album? And I'm just saying that I believe less and less people are engaged. That's all. Well, I mean, everybody has people on their album, Jamina, so that means nothing. Everybody has people on their album, right? So if you can get people on your album that's going to help you in a different genre, then by all means do it. But you just can't put out. It's not like she's got 3 albums out and we're waiting on the 4th. You know what I mean? Like Rihanna. Everybody, oh yeah, but Rihanna hasn't put out an album in 5 years. But Rihanna got 9 albums. Well, 8 albums. Right? Cardi B has 1 album. Like, damn. You ain't gonna put out another album? Even if it's just 2, like most rappers, most people when they're done with rap, they at least got 2. I don't know hardly any rappers that's been in the game 5 years that's been putting out music, even though she's been putting out music every year. I don't know any rapper that's been in the game that for that many years. They only got 1 album. Even Megan got more than 1 album. Hell, Megan got 2 albums and an EP. Like, damn. No, 2 albums and an EP and a mixtape album or a playlist, whatever, something for the hotties is. And Megan has been out a little longer than 5 years, but damn, Megan got what you could consider 3 albums. There's no excuse. Well, yeah. Well, Lauryn Hill put out 1 album, right? But in 5 years, Lauryn Hill was pretty much done. So, right. That is a good comparison. But in 5 years, people were no longer talking about Lauryn Hill. They were like, "Oh, you're not going to put out another album? All right, well, we're going to move on." Because remember, Lauryn wasn't putting the difference between Cardi B and Lauryn Hill is Cardi was still putting out music. So she don't have an album out, but since that album, she's put out WAP, she put out Up, she put out the joint that wasn't on the album, the joint with the Maroon 5 dude. She put out collabs, put out remixes, she put out hot shit, she put out Big Paper. Like, she put out music. She put out the joint with the Migos. Lauryn Hill wasn't putting out anything. She didn't. It's not like Lauryn went back to the Fugees and was making music. Lauryn Hill wasn't making any music. So that's why they were like, well, damn, we definitely done with her. When Lauryn Hill stopped making music after the Miseducation, she made that Unplugged album, which I don't know what the hell that was. It wasn't even really rap. The Unplugged album was songs she had already did. That's not a real album. I don't think Lauryn Hill has another album other than Miseducation. And she hasn't been on many songs. And Miseducation came out in 98, 99. You're talking over 20 years. Over 20 years, and Lauryn Hill has still not put up that follow-up album. And that's why she gets left out of a lot of the GOAT conversations. You know, if Lauryn Hill just had, I would say 2 albums. If Lauryn Hill had 2 albums, 2 solo albums, and the Fugees album, I would call her the GOAT. I would say Lauryn Hill's the GOAT. To me, she's lyrically the best female rapper ever. To me. Lyrically, she's the best female rapper ever. If she put out a second album, she might be the GOAT. But because she's only got 1 album out, I can't give her GOAT status on 1 album. Can't do it. You didn't put out enough material. I can't do it. A lot of people still do it. I can't do it. If I'm gonna penalize Biggie for only having 2 albums and saying he can't be the GOAT because he only got 2 albums, then I can't make Lauryn Hill a GOAT with 1 album. I can't do it. That's disrespecting all of the other female rappers who were up there with Lauryn Hill that got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 albums. You know? Lauryn Hill decided, right as Miseducation come out, she decided she no longer wanted to be in the industry. I get it. She decided she didn't want to sell her soul. I get it. She didn't want to abort her child. I get it. She's one of the few artists that made that decision that she was not going to continue on with this industry. I get it. But at the same time, when we start having these GOAT conversations, you got 1 album, sis. I can't give you GOAT. A lot of people try to say, yeah, but look at that 1 album. That 1 album, legendary. And I agree. That album, a lot of people talk about that album being the greatest female artist album ever. It was kind of like she was Drake before it was Drake. Because the album, she really only rapped. She pulled like a Doja Cat. She only really straight rapped on maybe 4 of the joints. Everything else was singing, and then she was rapping on the hook. Or rapping on the bridge. Kind of like Planet Her. But yes, it was a great album. It was a legendary album. That's not enough. Anybody can get lucky once. And that's what Cardi B got to prove. If you don't drop another album, or if you drop another album it doesn't do well, they're going to say, okay, you got lucky. You got lucky that first album. A lot of people had that stipulation with a lot of rappers. When Nas dropped Illmatic, Illmatic's one of the greatest rap albums ever. What was everybody saying to Nas? Yeah, but can you do it again? A broke clock is right twice a day. A blind squirrel finds a nut every now and then. Can you do it again, though? That's what separates the superstars from just the stars. If you a superstar, this next album she put out, it don't got to do as well as Invasion of Privacy. But it's got to come out. It at least got to go number one. It's got to do at least 185K. It's got to do at least 185. Because remember, when Nicki did 185, they was calling her a flop. And I was like, how is it a flop? 185. How's that a flop? Oh, that album flopped. So if 185 is a flop to people, Cardi, you better not come up with no album that do 160, 165, 170. $185 to me, I'm like, that's pretty damn good. But what you start doing is you start getting judged against yourself. You start getting judged against yourself. She did 185. For anybody else, that's like, oh man, that's great. You know, if Lotto came out and did 185, they'd have billboards for her. They'd make a damn movie about her. If she came out, if Megan dropped an album and her album did 185, they'd have been having billboard rafters, posters. Oh, Megan's the GOAT. Megan's the queen. Her album did 185. But when you compare them to greatness, you expect greatness. 185, like, oh man, that's all. That's like Drake. When Drake dropped More Life. More Life, I think, did 375 or 405. They said Drake's finished. He only did 375. Drake's washed. Drake's done. So what happens is they start judging you against yourself. You become your own competition. And although, you know, Up was the last number one, you've put out some records since Up, sis. Right? You put out some records since Up. Wild Side didn't go number one. Rumors didn't go number one. Big Paper didn't chart. Hot Shit didn't go number one. Tomorrow 2 didn't go number one. That Trash remix with Summer Walker didn't go number one. The record she did with the Spanish lady. What's that Spanish lady name? Didn't even chart. Record with the Migos didn't go number one. That's like 8 singles now. It's not like she didn't put out nothing. That's like 8 records. And ain't none of them went to number one. I don't know what's going on. And I'm sure if I think hard enough, I could come up with 2 more records. So she's probably dropped about 10 records since 2020. Cardi's probably dropped 10 records. either collaborations or solo joints. What's up, Volcan? See, but the soundtrack wasn't her. I could only go on her song for the soundtrack. I can't go on the other girl's songs. But that song from the soundtrack, Didn't Do Nothing, that's 9 songs. If I think hard enough, I can think of another song she put out. So she's put out about 10 records. She's put out about 10 records, which is so the narrative of she's not putting out music, that's not correct. I think she put out music. I'm not sure. Did she put out a song with Offset? I thought she did. Maybe she didn't. But she's put out at least 9 records in 2 years. None of them went to number 1. So that shows me that she's losing popularity. Hey, I could be wrong. But when these albums come out, we're going to find out. Cardi B, I'm expecting this album by April, sis. I expect to hear a single before this month is up, sis. Because April 10th is the anniversary, sis. And trust me, if she drops that album and it does 200,000, 220, 230, I will gladly come on here and say, you know what? I was wrong. I was wrong. Sorry about that, Barty gang. I didn't think she was going to do it. She did it. I will gladly come and admit that I was wrong. But guess what? I don't think I'm ever going to have to do that. Because I don't think I'm wrong. I don't think I'm wrong. We're going to see. You know, all these people that are saying that you disagree, you can disagree. I have no problem with you disagreeing. But when I drop that video, don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at me. I said I don't think neither one of them is doing 2. I don't think neither one of them is doing 200. Neither one of them. They want to prove me wrong. They both get ready to put out albums. They can prove me wrong. They'll have a chance to prove me wrong. They'll have a chance to prove me wrong. All right. Great discussions, great topics. I'll catch y'all on videos. Thanks everybody for coming out. Peace.